Hey Condors, I'm Ari and today I'm here with our librarian, Mrs. Graupensperger. Thank you for joining us, and today we're just going to be asking you a couple questions.
Yeah.
So first thing, I want to start off by saying congratulations on your pregnancy.
Thank you.
What's one thing that you're most looking forward to in motherhood?
Ooh, I guess just meeting him. You know, this is my first child, so I don't know what motherhood is going to bring, but I'm really excited to meet him and see how he's going to look like, and he's going to be half white, half Mexican, so I'm really curious to see what he's going to look like and how he's going to be like, so I'm just excited for everything that motherhood has to bring.
Aw. Do you have any names picked out?
Yeah, we actually already chose his name. His name is Eloy. We went vintage with the name, so it's cute. It's a cute little name.
It is a cute name.
Yeah.
What's your favorite piece of advice about motherhood that somebody has given you so far?
I think my favorite piece of advice is that there's going to be a point where you're going to get so much advice that you need to just start trusting yourself. Because everybody has gone through so many different experiences and you don't really know how motherhood is going to affect you personally. So take in the advice, but know that at one point you're just going to have to dive in and see what works out for you.
And trust your gut.
Yeah, and trust your gut.
That is a really good piece of advice.
Yeah.
What inspired you to become a librarian?
Okay. So this is going to sound kind of nerdy, but like one of my favorite shows when I was a kid is Antiques Roadshow. It was a show on PBS. We didn't have cable, so I had to watch stuff on PBS. So I loved it, and I thought it was really cool how people could look at an item and be like, oh, it's worth this much. So, and then a lot of the people on that show were librarians. They worked in libraries. And then the one thing that solidified it, that I was like, oh my gosh, I really want to be a librarian. I watched the movie The Mummy. It's an old movie from I think it's 1999.
That's the ride that they have at Universal, right?
I don't think so. I think it may have been inspired by it, but it's like Brendan Fraser. It's a cool movie. I love it. And she's a librarian. And I'm like, I want to be like her. She looks cool. So from then, the idea just kind of got stuck in the back of my head. And I went into education first. So I was a teacher first. But then when I realized that I could combine the two things and be a librarian and be in education, I went for it.
And how was your experience teaching?
I loved it. I loved being in the classroom. I taught history because that's one thing I do. I love history, so I was a history teacher for 4 years. I worked mostly with sophomores, so actually coming to Richland was the first time I worked with juniors and seniors because I taught world history and AP World History when I was teaching. It was great. I was working in LA, so it was fun. And yeah, I loved it. Loved working with you guys and just wanted to, try a different aspect of education. So I went into the library.
And how long have you been a librarian here?
Well, this is actually my first time being a librarian. So Richland hired me with my library credential. So this is my 4th year working at Richland, so I've been a librarian for 4 years now.
How are you liking it so far?
I love it. I love you guys. This is a great school, and it's really fun to just kind of see you all. It's kind of sad too, though, not gonna lie, because we see you guys, we get attached to you, and then you go off and follow your own plans, but it's really great for the time that we have you here. But I love working at this school. The people are great. The students are great. So I'm used to small school settings. I worked at charters when I was in LA. So I always like to tell people that compared to size, the size of the campuses that I've worked at, this is actually the biggest campus I've worked at.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
The charters are tiny. They're tiny compared to this school. So this is actually the biggest campus I've ever worked at.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
What's your favorite Richland memory that you have?
Favorite Richland memory? Ooh, I don't know. There's a lot, honestly. I don't know. I think some of my favorites are when we all like kind of gathered together, we had, when we have the Freedom Fridays, and in the past, like we had people come into the library and play video games and things like that. So I think it's like those moments where we all come together as like a whole entire school. Like when we have the career fairs and I see everybody just interacting. And I think those are my favorite memories where we're just kind of all together and as the Richland community. Those are great.
Aww, so sweet. What's something that you like to do in your free time?
Ooh, okay. So I like to go to thrift stores. That's one of my favorite things. I started going to thrift stores like as soon as I had my car and could drive myself around. So thrifting, I collect records. So I do like to collect little like things here and there. So I do have like a record collection. So I've gone to a bunch of different record stores like in LA and Orange County, San Diego also, and up north too, like Berkeley. So I love record stores, hiking, and then anytime that there's a show, concerts, like I spend a lot of money on shows.
Who's your favorite artist?
My favorite artist would be, my favorite band is the Smiths. So I have like the Smiths tatted on me. Their songs and their lyrics mean a lot to me. So that one, I think I've seen him maybe like 13, 14 times.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. But no, that's yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah, it's been fun. Shows are fun. Concerts are fun. If you ever get the chance to go, do it.
What's your biggest library ick?
Oh, not to call anybody out.
Call them all out. Let them know right now, so they won't. Guys, don't do it anymore.
But please push in your chairs. Like, I'm sorry, but push in your chairs. I always have to tell people, like, push in your chairs. Most of the time, you guys are really good about it, but just push in your chairs.
You heard it here. Push in your chair. Do you have any hidden talents?
Oh, hidden talents. Oh, I don't know. Do I? I mean, I don't think so. I don't know. I don't know if I have any talents. I wish I did, but
You have to have at least one.
I mean, like, what's a talent? Sorry. I don't know. Like, I like to crochet. I do like needlepoint. So
That's a talent.
So like, I like to embroider things on my spare time and do like crafts and things like that. I like doing all of those things. I'm a DIY.
Gonna have lots of homemade stuff.
Yeah, he is. I like to DIY things a lot. DIY things are my favorite. That's why, like, in the library, I also like to incorporate like DIY crafts, because like a lot of people like to do like slime or whatever it may be. That so I like to bring that in. So like, I don't know. I like doing things with my hands and like figuring like little trinkets here and there. Just making stuff is fun.
That is fun.
Yeah.
Okay, and my last question is, if you could have dinner with any celebrity, dead or alive, who would it be?
Ooh. Dinner with any celebrity. I don't know. Who would be fun? Who would be fun?
Dead or alive?
Dead or alive? I don't know. That's a hard one. That is definitely a hard one. No, because they say, like, don't meet like the people.
Your
like, don't
heroes?
meet your heroes. So that's what I would be afraid of.
What about like an author or something?
Ooh, an author. Oh gosh, what's her name? You know which one would be a fun one, I think? Her name is Elizabeth Acevedo. She is a poet, like a slam poet, and she also writes really great young adult books. I think meeting one of the more current authors would be really great, just to see like how they feel writing about you guys, because that's who they're writing about. They're writing about you guys, and that way we can talk about like the state of schools now, the state of the youth now. And I think having a more current conversation would be a lot more fun than talking to somebody that's already been like, you know, gone or older, like somebody that I can talk to about like the current stuff that it's affecting everybody, especially young adults now. That would be really great. So I think she would be a really great person to talk to and just pick her brain and just have fun.
That's a really good answer. Okay. What do you hope that your legacy at Richland would be?
Oh gosh, I I guess I would hope that, I don't know, whoever gets a chance to interact with me, I hope that they feel like they were listened to and cared for, and that whatever your requests or your needs may be, that you were that I was able to meet that, and that, I don't know, you felt safe and heard and listened to, and just that you had somebody around you, or just, that there's somebody else that cares about you, like, on this campus, like, I don't know. I hope people know that I truly do care about everybody here, and I hope that that translates into how I interact with all of you guys.
Everybody knows. Everybody knows. Okay, well, that was our last question. Thank you so much for joining us.
No, thank you guys.
Here.
This is great.
Yeah, I had so much fun.
Yeah.
Did you have fun?
Yeah, this was fun. Good questions.
Did I make you feel comfortable?
You made me feel really great. Thank you for the drinks. This was great. And yeah, this was great. You guys are awesome. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us. Now back to the studio.